Good afternoon, everyone. As the CEO designate, I'm delighted to be presenting the Iveco Group to you today. As Suzanne said, we have ambitious plans in terms of ESG in our position and market success across our business units. Let me take you through our business in a bit more detail. Iveco Group is present around the world with a strong base in Europe, where we generate over 3/4 of our 12 billion euros of net revenues. We have a solid and historical presence in South America, principally in trucks, where we are a local producer. In the rest of the world, we are opportunistic with our businesses ranging from joint ventures in China to the supply of engines and vehicles to on-highway and off-highway customers across the Middle East, Africa, and Asia, and to bus development and production with partners in Turkey, just to name a few examples. Given our extensive product range and technology, we see real room for growth and for further partnerships outside Europe in the years to come. In North America, our presence is primarily in Powertrain. We have a good penetration in important and attractive segments, both major markets and more niche areas. Our nimble and lean organization allows us to move quickly, innovate, and partner to create better solutions in a fast-changing environment. These attributes will enable us to capitalize on the opportunities ahead, which I will take you through in a moment, and to improve our adjusted EBIT margin and cash conversion from where is it today. We have all the ingredients we need for long-term success, including solid foundations and a clear strategy. The strategy is already delivering, and we are seeing healthy momentum as we continue to transform our business to take best advantage of the opportunities we see ahead. In terms of our foundations, there are 5 specific areas of focus that underpin our strategic approach: product range and positioning, operational performance, alternative powertrain, collaborations and partnerships, and lifecycle services, which includes our open financial services platform as a key enabler for new business models. In terms of products, we offer an extensive and diversified range of vehicles for a multitude of customer missions in the light commercial vehicle, medium and heavy truck, and bus segment in Europe. We have good market positions overall and are a leader in certain areas. In all of these, we have made strong inroads to connected and zero-emission vehicles, have projects underway to move forward at speed, either on our own, where we have sufficient scale, or with partners to share investments and jointly monetize what we create together. Operationally, we rely on lean processes governed by a nimble organization, led by an experienced management team with incentives tied to ESG and value creation for our shareholders. The business is already undergoing a transformation, and this is being accelerated by our Drive Performance program. Annelies and I will tell you more about our initiatives and the financial impact of these later today. We are a global leader in powertrain technology and have a wide range of alternative power solutions for both on- and off-highway applications, encompassing propulsion systems for agriculture, construction, marine, and power generation. We are very active in zero-emission powertrain applications, such as those powered by electric energy from batteries or fuel cells, as Marco will explain later. Nonetheless, combustion engines still have an important role to play in the decade or more ahead, and we have a good position in this area using renewable gaseous or liquid fuels for CO2 neutral or even CO2 negative emissions. In terms of partnerships, I would like to highlight how important this is for Iveco Group and how well we form unique and tailor-made collaborations. The markets are changing rapidly, and we've created a network of diverse partners that enable us to respond quickly and effectively, leapfrogging linear or sequential technology developments. We'll continue to build on this growing network and believe that we attract excellent partners, both because of what we contribute and our efficiency, as well as our respectful yet demanding attitude to such fast-moving collaborations. With regards to financial services solutions, customers in Europe have access to Iveco Group's existing financial services platform, which extends from purchase all the way through to retirement, recycle, or resale. Additionally, the financial services operation included in Iveco Group will service the portfolios of CNH Industrial in Europe. In other parts of the world, Iveco Group customers will be served through CNH Industrial's existing financial services platform as they are today. This will be preserving some of the current synergies. Iveco Group Capital provides us with a great foundation to venture into new business models, connecting adjacent stakeholders into combined new offers, such as future pay-per-use offerings for electric vehicles. That's quite a run-through of our solid foundations. So let me now turn to some future proof points, framing our ambitions for the next phase of our development. Our ambitions for the next 5 years stretch our thinking and ongoing efforts beyond just taking the next step. We have to continue changing, transforming, and in some areas reinventing ourselves and our industry, pushing the boundaries further out and challenging what is accepted today as common sense. Let me take you through a few examples of what we are aiming to achieve. In the product dimension, we will certainly continue repositioning our heavy-duty lineup, which already shows promising results in market shares and customer feedback. While our next-generation electric daily aims at setting the zero-emission standard in cab chassis segment, we may need to reinvent the medium-duty truck segment with a range of alternative propulsion options. In our heavy-duty business in Europe, we will continue to challenge the number one in market share. Further improving the quality and related spending across all our products is a centerpiece of our efforts to drive operational performance. We will continue to modernize and upgrade our end-to-end operating system and explore next levels in cost and cash management across the entire value chain. With a very lean SG&A structure today, our focus lies on substantially stepping up the gross margin in our business by improving our brand recognition and value, total quality, and effective cost control. FPT Industrial is going to continue setting the pace in core technologies we consider relevant to make a difference in alternative powertrains for our customers. The future will be driven by multiple power sources and users, encompassing full electric solutions charged from batteries or fuel cells, as well as reciprocal engines and hybrids. For heavier commercial vehicles and especially off-highway machines, there will remain a great number of combustion engines continuing to power their energy-intense role over the next 10+ years using renewable CO2-neutral fuels in gaseous or liquid form. There will be no single technology providing the sole solution to all applications. As we rapidly progress products across our portfolio, it is important to stress neutrality to allow all possible solutions to reach their full potential in fighting climate change. In lifecycle services, we are exploring how to leverage our established connected digital product platforms with the broader ecosystem of goods and people transport. Our financial services create a solid foundation from which to progress to upgraded and more complex offerings, such as pay-per-use models. At the same time, we are further growing our network of collaborations and partnerships to accelerate innovation, outpace evolutions, and to create new and mutually beneficial business models. Our aim here is to be the easiest and most straightforward OEM for both young and established companies to innovate with. It is very clear to us that partnering has to be a critical part of the approach if we are to make the most of the opportunities we see. We have a good track record of successful partnering. As the reshaping of the market accelerates, it is essential we continue to join forces with companies that, like us, are nimble, hungry, entrepreneurial, and with distinct capabilities and an eye to creating value, so that together we can bring the right products and solutions to market. Combining our skills, expertise, resources, and critically, our investment power is not only more effective, but also more beneficial for us, our partners, and our customers. It is actually a 3x win scenario. We will take you through our partnering approach and some of our relationships in more detail. But let me just say that we aim to work with the best fit, think-alike players, and we are able to do this because we seek transparency and fairness and set shared objectives early on. We have a collegiate approach, we are adaptable, we take the best of what each party has to offer, and importantly, we have a joint monetization model, which means our partner's success is also our success. Total cost of ownership has always been the most important decision criteria in our industry, as depicted here as cost elements in the blue middle circle. But this is not enough anymore. We have integrated into our offering all the aspects of modern transport solutions, such as driver safety, satisfaction and productivity, as well as social responsibility and environmental sustainability. We have moved on from a mere list of expenditures, albeit important ones, such as fuel consumption, purchase price, residual value, maintenance and uptime. While these are important benchmarks for customers and providers, we have built on this, taking on board the broader ecosystem, which includes social, environmental, and sustainable metrics and impacts. All of these areas are continually influencing each other. So while we take steps every day to support our customers across the more traditional TCO drivers, we have also increased connectivity, developed low and zero emission products, and worked with partners to ensure we are meeting our customers' needs in an increasingly circular economy. As Suzanne set out earlier, Iveco is raising the bar in terms of our commitment to a sustainable future. We are sharing with you today a number of key targets that our management team is absolutely committed to delivering. Signing up to the Climate Pledge, a commitment co-founded by Amazon and Global Optimism to achieve net zero carbon by 2040 is just one target, but it is a very important one. The starting point is our own business and energy usage, scope 1 and 2, where we have set an immediate target of a 50% reduction versus 2019 in absolute CO2 emissions by 2030. But we are also setting targets for significant areas within scope 3, which includes use of our products, logistics providers, and suppliers. Most notably, we aim to see a 35% reduction versus 2019 in CO2 emissions from the use of our sold vehicles per kilometer. Our intention is to submit these targets to the Science-Based Target Initiatives to be approved as science-based. We have set emissions targets that we believe are achievable but demanding and which are in line with the objectives discussed during G20 and COP26 of a global warming limit of 1.5 degrees Celsius. Let me also quickly highlight just a few examples of our ambitions in our other core areas. In safety, we aim to have advanced driver assistance technology embedded in all new vehicles sold in Europe by 2026, in order to protect drivers and those around them. In the section circular, we are putting in place a process to collect used spare parts to see what can be reused, repurposed, or recycled, with the goal of 100% core return of such parts by 2030. We strongly believe that an inclusive environment in which diversity is valued and everyone is able to express their full potential contributes to creating a better and more attractive organization and supports business growth. Our focus on maintaining an inclusive and engaged environment includes a number of targets that directly affect our people. One I'd like to touch on is our commitment to having 20% of our management positions assigned to women by 2026. Historically, neither our sector nor ourselves have performed well in terms of the number of women in the workplace. And while we are in no way the laggards on this, 20% represents substantial increase from where we are today. Let me just emphasize again that we are not yet even close to the inclusive and diverse Iveco group I want to see in the future. But there's a plan to get there. And to be clear, inclusion is not something we are only aiming for within the company, but also is central to our approach with our valued partners. The board and the leadership stand behind these targets, and I would like to reiterate that management incentives will be tied to achieving them. Just a couple of weeks ago, we announced our leadership structure, which is designed to be customer-centric, accountable, and performance-driven. With well-defined functional roles in terms of scope and leadership, and clear hands-on business unit profit and loss responsibility, our aim is to maintain consistency across our operations and drive synergies across the board as we take our company forward. We will be inclusive in our approach and seek diversity of mindset and experience to ensure we are always delivering at the highest levels. Given the time constraints, only some of our executive team are addressing you today, but you will hear from more of them at upcoming events. Together, we are bringing a new energy to Iveco Group that will fuel our company at all levels and across our geographies. So new energy is not just on the horizon in terms of solutions for a more sustainable energy future. It is right here in Iveco Group, across the teams, in our 8 brands, shaping our future as the world around us demands new and non-linear thinking and solutions for the challenges of our generation. Closing this section, please allow me to add some personal observations and highlights I would like you to take away from today, Iveco Group's first Investor Day. Jointly with my colleagues, we will further elaborate on these points and happily take your questions during the Q&A session at the end. First, Iveco Group is ready to pursue greatness, and we believe it is probably Europe's most agile entrepreneurial commercial vehicle and powertrain group. We must continue to pursue unique partnership and collaboration models, augmenting our scale with a pronounced strength in creating pragmatic and useful innovations. At times, it feels like we are a 150-year-old startup when we aspire to outpace and outsmart rather than outspend much larger groups. Our independent powertrain business owns strong third-party supply relationships with on-highway and off-highway customers, benefiting from tailwinds in both areas, alternative propulsion technologies and a consolidating industry for combustion engines. I have already highlighted the best-in-class open financial services platform as an enabler for our future. Second, I would like to point out once again the groundbreaking role Iveco Group played when pioneering the compressed natural gas and liquefied natural gas powertrains for long-haul heavy-duty trucks. This technology is already almost CO2 neutral today. We stubbornly delivered this first step and will continue with other renewable fuels and obviously with a broad range of electric solutions. We have an eye for doing the right thing and a track record of delivering. Third, facilitated by our collaborations and partnerships, we can jointly access adjacent markets that are attached to commercial vehicles and yet still largely unexplored, but with tangible and promising business models. We cluster these adjacent markets in 3 groups: energy supply and infrastructure, vehicle automation and fleet operation, and smart driver-centric connectivity services and solutions. While this is an interesting area for us, none of this is reflected in the financial plan we present today, as it is too uncertain to quantify at this point and sits at the far end of our plan horizon.